Howdy, howdy, bluegrass buddies and fiddle friends. It's your old pal Mike Mitchell here, just grabbing that last tag of the cold, frosty morning. Um, this is on my new album. The album is called Love Songs, Torch, and Bluegrass, and there's a darn good reason it's called that. I'll tell everybody about that later. And this is the one fiddle tune that I'm doing on this record. The Cold Frosty Morning, it's a fiddle tune that Mike Mitchell Band has done since the get-go, since we began. And I was in a place recording this album and thinking about it where I was kind of feeling like I was in a rut with my playing. You guys might know that feeling yourselves every now and again. A plateau or a rut, or just kind of bored with my licks and not able to come up with new licks or whatever. So I did what I think was really, really smart. I reached out to a fiddle player that I admire and that I respect very much and who I think is a really killer fiddle player, and that's Deanie Richardson. And I asked Deanie to produce, help guide me on the fiddle tracks for this new album. And what a great decision that was. yeah, again, I really admire and I just like her playing, and I recommend that for all of you. If you're feeling like you're in a rut, um, like your bag of licks is old and worn, and you need some new stuff, and you just aren't coming up with it, and maybe your process of learning on your own through videos um, isn't getting you where you want to be, or isn't motivating or inspiring you, reach out to someone. Reach out to me. Um, I'll be happy to help with that inspiration and to provide new insight and show you some new licks. That's basically all it is. So this is Deanie Richardson's Cold Frosty Morning, which I've transcribed. The PDF is here for you. Let's learn the first break. You're going to have to call me up and book a private lesson to learn the second break. But boy, is it hot, huh? Let's learn the first break for Cold Frosty Morning. It's really, really swingy the way that she does this, and I just love it. It's really forced me to get into the middle of my bow, bounce it, get a lot of that swing, which for me is always difficult. Any of you who were trained in classical violin, like the old school Suzuki, we were taught early on to use all the bow and big, broad bow strokes, and that just doesn't work all the time in a good fiddle tune, does it? So yeah, it's really swingy, and the bowings are super articulate. They're providing a very, very danceable rhythm here. So let's remember that, okay, guys? The first phrase, it's just, I'm trying to read this PDF and make sure I teach you exactly what I wrote down. Yeah. And maybe even a little lift off the bow, off the string, because we're going to start with a down bow. 2, 3, 4. And the next phrase, I think that's going to start with a down. No, it's not. It's going to be an up. Yeah. So with an up bow. Let's put both of those phrases together, my friends. 1, 2, 3, head. And then a lot of scooping or sliding up into the note or down out of the note. I thought I did a lot, and I realized in analyzing Deanie Richardson's playing that I don't do enough, because I really, again, I like how this person plays their fiddle, and I want to emulate that and add those into my bag of licks. And that's really what it's about. It's folk music, right? We're all teaching each other. We're all listening to each other. And it's a really beautiful thing. So on the next phrase, on phrase 3, which is the same as phrase 1, we're going to scoop into the first E. And then now I'll talk about that drone here in a minute. Scoop up, and then 4 notes in a slur, then 3 straights, and then 4 again, 3 straights, and then 3 straights, and then a drone. As we all know, Mike Mitchell wasn't gifted with especially long digits for playing the fiddle. So often you're going to see me slide up my 3rd finger. You might even see me, if I'm wanting to really get a good sliding sound in, You might even see and hear me slide my second. And that allows me to get la 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 on a good solid drone of the open A. I think that's a nice kind of an old-timey sound. But I've written a 4 above here because most of us are going to just play that 4-0, that Sally Gooden. So let's do the entire big phrase, shall we? 1, 2, 3, ha. Let's do that one more time, friends. 1, 2, 3, and... All right, this is the second time around, the repeat of the main theme, almost exactly the same, only there's some more what I call connector notes. So the first phrase, and then a triplet. So just a couple more notes, not many. Let's do that together. 1, 2, 3, and... Sweet. Now there's a connector note for this guy. And that bowing is a little crooked for me. To start a measure with it up, for me, is always a bit of a challenge. And I just have to think outside the box for my own right arm and let that happen, because the bowing, the phrasing resolves itself. So let's take it from beginning of the second run of the main theme here. And I'll go ahead and, even though it's not written, I'll go ahead and scoop into that first E. Ready, and... Nice. So we do the whole A part together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Why not? Ready for the B part? There's a little grace note, so a little fat finger at the pitch of C sharp and G sharp. And yes, I'm using an A major chord. I'm trying to nod back to the, the old time sensibility of probably the first inception of this song. One, two, ready, ha. And remember, it's a G sharp and then a G natural. 1, 2, 3, ha. There we go. 1, 2, 3, ha. And then back into the minor. And you can really accent that C natural. That'll bring the listener, bring their ear back into that minor kind of frame of mind. So let's start at the beginning of the B part again. 1, 2, ready, yeah. Don't forget the swing, my friends. Now there's kind of some really cool bowing here. After that, 2 down, and then 3 up, and then, yeah. So, down, down, up, down. Nice. Let's start from the beginning of the B part and go to there. 1, 2, ready, ha. And then 3 notes straight, 3 notes slurred, nice. And then what's written here is, but I've added a little bit of my the old Vassar. I just like putting in that old Vassar Clemens lick. Not that one, but that also gives me a C sharp. And I could even add that and play the 6. Deanie, however, she just plays it straight. Let's do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then, and I highly recommend leaving that 3rd finger down on the pitch of D until you're well into the E string. It sounds good, it's neat and it's tidy, it's kind of how I like to play. So that's a big long slur, 5 notes, up bow, 3 notes slurred, 3 notes off, 4 notes slurred. And that brings us into a really cool little lick. So as I look at this PDF, I'm realizing that I didn't slur the end of line 4 into the beginning of line 5. But I'm sure that that's what was done, because that gives us a nice, really bold entrance into that dum 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 ba dum dum dum, that right. So yeah, the second, we'll begin at the second repeat of the theme of the B part. 2, 3, la 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 la, 2, 3, ha. 3 notes slurred, 3 notes straight, 5 notes slurred and 1 up, 3 notes slurred, 4 notes. Love that. D, D sharp, E. I love that lick. That's one that really, and you know, when you do reach out to other fiddle players and ask them how they would play something, and to show you and to teach you how they would play something, you'll come up with licks that really like mean something to you. Like this lick, for whatever it is, for whatever reason, it really resonates with me. I know I'm going to be using this in my jamming forever. Well, you know, for years to come. And then I'll put it away and only bring it out occasionally. That's kind of how I go with ornamentations and licks. But I don't know why I never thought about it. And it's always the simple ones. It's nothing fancy or difficult or terribly hard. It's just cool. It's simple and cool. And then 3 notes. I'm sliding my... So the whole B part, 1, 2, 3, yeah. Sorry, I got a little fancy. I'll leave the drone out. Down, down, up, up, up. One, two, the whole thing together. 1, 2, 3, yeah. Why not? So I just realized in the middle of that, I stopped reading and I'm assimilating this into my playing. So I just realized, Mike, wait, you're not playing those bowings. And that's going to happen, and that's okay. And from my point of view, that's fine and dandy, and it should happen. You know, I don't want to... I need to learn other people's phrasings, and then I need to let that naturally assimilate itself into my right arm. But coming back for you all, let me play it once really fastidiously and make sure that I do all of these bowings as marked. And then I will thank you very much and wish you all happy fiddling, and thank Dan Miller, our editor here at Bluegrass Unlimited, and remind you that you can find me at Floyd Music School, or you can find me on Lesson Face, and please book a lesson with me. I'd love to fiddle together and show you some of my bag of licks and learn from you as well. 1, 2, 3, yeah. Sorry. Let's do that again. Ready, yeah. Let's take that last B part phrase, my second B, 2, 3, yeah.